Okay, what's up with the audio files? I thought I'd make a quick video just to explain the shaky cam and all the. I know that was really horrible video that people, some of them managed to endure it, some of them didn't, on that first video about Mike's barn. And but what's going on with this Shinята and all this other stuff? When I started thinking about retirement a couple of years ago and planning it, and I realized one of the things I wanted to do was see America. I wanted to see as many of the national parks as I could and a lot of the wilderness. And I also wanted to visit some of the people that make some of the gear that I enjoy so much. And so I started sticking pins on a map, and I came up with this Google map that's festooned with places that I want to go all across the United States. And then, kind of at the last minute, I realized, well, you're going to see all these places, and what are you going to do? Take notes? Because let's be honest, there's a goal at the end of all of this. And the goal is I want to have a new home with a nice listening room. I've already had a pretty darn nice listening room for the last 30 years. But I wanted to build something that was quite a bit better. And there's all kinds of different ideas about how to go about doing this. And it's really hard to tell by reading blog posts or watching people's videos where they show one room. And it seems to me like if you're going to compare components, you go and listen to a lot of components, you bring some of them home, you try them out, you evaluate them, you audition them. Why would your listening room be any different than that? And so that's really the primary goal of the audio files is we're going to go and visit a number of different listening rooms. And we're going to talk to the owners, meet the people, because I find that very interesting. And we're going to learn about what they have, why they bought, what they like about it. Pretty much anything that they feel like saying, because I enjoy the personalities. And you'll see that as we go along. And then we're going to focus on the room. And we're going to have recordings made with the same mic, just this simple DJI lapel mic. So the recordings will be consistent from one video to another. They're all going to be made the same. They're all going to be made by me wearing this mic and walking around the room, talking to people, listening to the equipment. It's already apparent that you can hear the differences. That's clear from Mike's barn compared to Shinята. And I think that's going to become even more apparent as we go along and we do this some more. Okay, so like what happened with that first video that is so horrible? I mean, if you think that video is bad, let me tell you, you ain't seen nothing because I edited out the worst of it, okay? So what happened was I got this brand new, totally tricked Flow 2 Pro gimbal. People are saying, oh, you should use a gimbal. The gimbal was the problem, okay? Actually, the problem was I didn't know how to use the gimbal. I didn't have time to practice with it. So I get it at home, I unbox it, I pull it out, I play around with it. Oh, it seems easy. I go to Mike's place, I start doing the same thing. Like, what the heck is wrong with this thing? It's got AI, fabulous. You can set it on a mode where it'll just lock in on a person's face and immediately start following the person. So you can like stick it on a tripod, walk around your house, and it's going to follow you whatever you're doing, wherever you go. Problem is, I was trying to point the camera at something Mike wanted to talk about. The gimbal sees Mike's face going over here. The next thing you know, the camera's swinging around over here. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter where I point the camera. The AI's got a mind of its own. It's going to come back to Mike. So that's why the camera's swinging and zipping back and forth all over the place. And it was driving me, let me tell you, if you didn't like it, it was driving me crazy. But we got what we got. And then by the time I got to Shinята, I had everything figured out. And I think the video quality at Shinята is quite a bit better. And it's going to be, hopefully, continue to get better going forward. However, bottom line, I'm not really a YouTuber. I'm not really a videographer. I'm an audiophile. And I'm not really doing this, to be honest with you, to build a channel and monetize it or sell somebody's products or anything like that. I'm doing this because when I go someplace and I listen to things, I got a pretty good auditory memory of what's going on and what I heard. I can remember how Mike's room sounded when I heard it a couple of years ago. I know there's people that think that you have to switch A and B fast. Okay, fine. If that's the case for you, I'm not going to argue with you. I just know what it's like for me. I can hear something, listen to it, and I will know what that sounds like. And if I go back there again and it doesn't sound that good again, I will know it. There is no doubt. It's just not up to debate. Like, again, if you can't hear these things, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just telling you how it is. And so I will have a pretty good memory of what I heard in different rooms. But I don't have a photographic memory. And I don't have a memory for details, and I don't want to sit there writing down notes. So when somebody tells me the dimensions of their room, I don't want to have to go back and look at these notes and figure this out. I want it all in a video so I can go back and I can replay the video and I can hear for myself what I heard. Now, is what I heard exactly what's on this video? No, it never is. Why do you think when you buy a record, they don't sound the same? Why do you think when you listen to a recording, why do you think people say, oh, that's a good recording, oh, that's not a good recording? Because they're all different. There isn't really a way, well, there is, but we won't get to that until we get to Utah. There isn't really a way in normal recording to capture that live event and recreate it the way we really want to. We get really close and we're really happy and we like it when it happens. But let's face it, it's like nobody ever really gets tricked into thinking that it's really, we just like to say that because we're trying to express it sounds a lot better than the last thing that we heard or something else that we heard, or it sounds so real that it makes the hairs stand up on the back of your, something like that, you know. I know what we're talking about, but there was a Rodriguez cartoon in the old Stereo Review where the woman's divorcing and she's leaving and she's like, and by the way, Leonard, it never sounded like a real orchestra was in the room. That's all I'm saying. However, what you can do with these microphones, just about any microphone, I could do it with the iPhone mic, except the problem with the iPhone mic is as soon as you move away from it at any distance, it changes dramatically. And so I can only really record somebody that's talking up close. But with the lapel mics, they can walk around the room. They can go 10, 20, 30 feet away from me if they want. They're still going to sound the same. And the other thing that happens is when you see me walking around the room and you hear that sound, that's what it sounds like from that point of view in the room. And that's just done better with one of these things than it is with the iPhone. So that's why I'm using that DJI mic. Now, what you will notice when you listen to these different recordings, you'll be able to tell things like, well, is there glare? What's the clarity? What's the tonal balance? Is the room creating some kind of, you can tell. It's very apparent that Mike's room sounds different than the Shunyata room. Just from the two videos I've done so far, it's very apparent. And it's also very apparent when you listen to the demos on the Shunyata video that those demos really making a dramatic improvement. And you can hear that with the microphone. So you're not hearing in absolute terms what's happening, but you are hearing in relative terms, and that's what counts. Because I can remember what I heard in those rooms in way more detail than what I can get with the mic. But what I can't do without the video is be able to go back and just replay these things. So that's my personal reason for doing this whole series, is to have archive that I can go back and I can listen to. Because at the end of this whole thing, what I'm going to do is, after I've listened and heard what different rooms and different construction of rooms and what that's like, I'm going to build my own room. And so I will have a better position, I think, to figure out what do I want to do than if I had, well, I can't think of a better way to do it. If somebody can think of a better way to do it, let me know. But that's the idea that I came up with, and that's what we're doing. We're going to physically travel around the United States. I'm going to go to a lot of national parks, and we're going to visit some audiophiles, and we're going to visit some manufacturers, and we're going to hear what these systems and rooms sound like. So if you like it, please subscribe, come along, join the trip. Take care.